Yo, what's up YouTube? It's mine here from CardsAtHome once again, and welcome back to the channel once again. And I'm sorry if I look like such a mess today. I've just pulled an all-nighter. I just finished recording the video that you just saw this morning. And yes, I know in that video I did say that you will be seeing this video that you're seeing now, tomorrow. That's because I fell behind on schedule. And yeah, I had to record both the videos in the same day. And I never got the chance to actually upload it during that day, so that's why you're seeing it today, this morning, and now you're seeing this video later in the day. Yeah, I'm just confusing myself again. Anyway, welcome back to the channel once again, and today's video is finally when I get to tell you and speak to you guys about this community card game that I've been working on. As I revealed to you in the previous video, it's all to do with like heroes and villains. That's like the going theme for the game. Now I've had an idea to make like some kind of hero themed game, but I felt like that theme was kind of prominent in the TCG community already, because there was Card Armies Productions making a superhero game. There was also Gecko Tube making a superhero game, along with Jeddick Games making a superhero game, and I didn't want to feel like I was just jumping onto a trend. But then I was struggling to like make the actual mechanics for it a little bit, so I left it behind and it didn't work on it anymore, again because other people were working on hero-esque games. But now with this whole poll, and you guys want me to make a community game, I thought, you know, why not make like this hero idea game into a community game for you guys. If you just want to jump in and join in, it's, you know, it's open for anybody to get involved with this idea. If you do want to get involved in the idea, all you really have to do is just design a hero or a villain. Send that design to me down in my email down below. You will find that down below. Or even better than that, you can make a speed art video so that I know exactly that you want to get involved. Make a speed art of your superhero or your supervillain. Title the video #ProjectHero. And yeah, I'm hoping that I'm going to have loads of people on board. You watching right now, I'm hoping that you're going to get involved. But yeah, once again, all you really have to do is just design a superhero or a supervillain, along with telling me what the traits are of that superhero or villain, or like, you know, if they have any special powers or abilities or whatnot. And also if they have like their own unique attack that they use, you know, like if, for an example, if I was to say Superman, he would have like laser eyes or something, you know, something like that. Again, if you want to draw them using their attack, that would be even better because it will fit in with my game's idea. But yeah, so if you want to get involved, #ProjectHero, and yeah, or send an email to me with the design. I want anybody, absolutely anybody. If you ain't feeling like you can draw, I want this to be a boost for you, for any of you, to get started. You know, if you're having trouble starting with your own card game, maybe this could be like a push for you. This could be like the start for you guys. So yeah, get involved, and hopefully this community card game can be absolutely huge. I've spoken enough, and I haven't actually told you anything about the card game. I guess I can show you what I've been doing with the card game, all of the, like, because I showed you in my last video that I've been doing a lot of planning and stuff. I say it's been a lot of planning. It hasn't actually been that much. I'm still not like 100% on what the mechanics and what the game's going to be like, how it's going to look. I have a certain design, I have mechanics in my head that I think is going to work, but again, I can't like get that fully down until I've actually fully planned and tried the game out. So that's why I need some ideas from you guys so I can actually design a card. I will do another video later on to show you the progress of this community card game. I'll show you testing, I'll show you how the game works, how it plays out, and yeah, hopefully you're going to really like this community card game. Alright, so here's my notepad that I showed you from this morning's video. It's got all of it's what I've been working on for this game so far. This was the first planned out idea of it. It was just going to be titled Heroes and Villains. I do have a pending name for it. Any of you guys that think you have a better name, I guess I can hold like a little poll to see if you guys can think of a better name for the game later on, because this is a community card game. I don't want it to just be my idea, it's all your guys' ideas too. But originally it was just going to be called Heroes and Villains. I didn't have a better name for it, and it was all going to be about like you had a team of 3, and then you had like 3 different squads at the same time. So you would have like squad A, squad B, and then squad C, and you would set this up before you played the game, and whoever your opponent is would have their own squad A, squad B, squad C, and then you'll take it in turns to decide which player would be the heroes and then which player would be the villains for the turn. Because basically the objective was for the heroes, whichever squad side would be the heroes, would have to rescue the innocents on that the villains that are holding captive. And it would start out like basically the villains would have 10 innocents held captive, and the heroes would have to, I guess, KO the villains in order to take back the innocents. That was how the game was going to start off originally. That was my more complicated idea, which I couldn't really figure out exactly how I was going to do it. So yeah, this was the original. I haven't actually done a better layout for the design yet, but this was going to be how the playmat was going to look. Basically, this, like I said, you would have your squad. This would be your squad leader. That's still in the game and it's a pending idea. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be squad leader or squad captain, but this would be your squad, like squad A, and then on the side you'd have squad B, and then squad C waiting to battle next, I guess, the next round. You'd have a deck. This would be a strategy card, which I wasn't entirely sure about, that's why there was a question mark there. This would be the innocence bar. So basically, like I said, the villains will start off with 10. That's 10 there. And your objective would be to like take these innocents back from the villains in order to win the round. And then you had a little support card over here, and you had your sidekicks as it was labeled here. I haven't got sidekicks in the game anymore, basically. And yeah, so that was the first game mat design. And then I'm pretty sure this should be the second design I did, which was roughly the same idea, but instead the support was moved behind the squad. You had a battle zone, which was, I'm not entirely sure what that was. It was like different areas that you could put into the game, and you would give your cards better like boosts and whatnot. But the strategy and all that, innocence, all that kept the same. Alright, moving on. What else have I got here? I have got... so this was the first design for a card layout. Now, obviously, as you can see, there's quite a lot going on. It'll say down here that he's a hero. This would be the type of card. I'll get into the types of cards later. So that was it had a card type. It had a rank, which isn't in the game anymore. The name and then the picture. It's got this little doodle of Super Bob, which is my first ever character ever created in my lifetime. And then going on further, this is the types. This is still in the game, but some of them are still pending. So here you have a power type, which is just a fist. Again, the power types might not be what it's called still. I might change the name for power. And the powers was able to increase damage done by ability cards. I'm not sure if it's going to be called ability cards or action cards. I have no idea. And then you had a tank type. It was either tank or defense, or I'm going to maybe call it a guardian type, because tank seems to be quite, yeah, a lot of people seem to use the word tank, so I might change it to guardian. And the guardians decrease damage taken by ability cards. And as you can see here, it says hero/villain, hero/villain. So basically, heroes or villains can both have this type. And then you had a rescue type. I'm not sure if it's going to be called rescue or medic type. And then their abilities were basically can restore another injured squad member. Injured's not going to be in the game anymore. I'm not entirely sure about that. But basically, their whole deal was they could, you know, help out and heal your other heroes and whatever characters, I guess. And they were specifically only for heroes. And then you had psycho type. I'm not entirely sure about the abilities actual picture. I couldn't think of a better design for it. But these were going to be for villains and heroes, but now it's just going to be villains in the game. And psycho types are basically, they can use any type of ability card, which will make more sense when I get a bit further into the game. And then there's the capture type, and this was only in the game because there were support cards originally, but this is no longer in the game. So it's just these 4 types. So actually on the other side here, this was the updated card design 2. This is the design that I'm actually going with now. So instead of where it used to have the rank up there, or the class or whatever it was, that's now where the type is. That would be like the power type because it's a fist. You have the name, you have your picture here. And this, I really like this design. I tried to incorporate like a utility belt. Like, you know how superheroes always have some kind of utility belt, just as it's some kind of trademark thing that heroes have. And as it says here, a utility belt design will be different for villains, hopefully. And down here is now where the class will be, because the class is now going to be what the rarity is. So you would have C class, which would basically be like your common cards. You would have B class, which would be the more uncommon, rarer cards. A would be the much more rarer cards, which would be more stronger cards. Then you have S class. And now S class, I was thinking like maybe you can only have like one S class hero within your deck at a time, because they'll be like so OP compared to the rest of the cards. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't really like that idea, so I guess that's up to you guys to decide that. And I've just wrote here that text boxes will be see-through, so it'll be a full art card basically. The whole character will be full art. And then yeah, moving on, we then have, I'm now going backwards, my bad. Moving on, in the next page we then have, this is now my next, when I started working on it being called Project Hero. This is its pending name at the moment, Project Hero. That's the reason why I told you guys to title your videos Project Hero and your whatever, your designs Project Hero, so then I know that it's for this game. And this is where I was working more on the actual mechanics. So you would, both players now will start with 5 innocence, and whichever player gains all innocence, that's how they all win. So it's no longer going to be you take it in turns to see which one's the heroes and which ones are the villains. You can now, because you can basically now make a whole entire deck of characters based around heroes or villains. It's all entirely up to you if you want to make a villain deck or a hero deck, or you can make a hero and villain deck. It's all entirely up to you. And both players are now playing for innocence. And now here it says whichever player has the most innocence at the end of the game wins, because the game will immediately end whenever a player decks out. So you know, whenever you run out of cards and you can't draw again, that's when you deck out. And then there's also players can only have a maximum of 3 characters on the field. Like I kept that in the original idea where you can have you have a squad of 3, but this is basically you can play 3 to the field. So your field, maximum field is 3 cards. The middle character will be the squad captain. Now I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to keep that in the game. Squad captains will just basically be cards that will gain an extra effect for being the captain of the squad. And the way you gain innocence is by injuring or KOing an opponent's character in play, or just by KOing characters and attacking the opponent. And now I wrote here injury equals 1 and KO equals 2, because basically I was going to have like when cards get attacked first and their like health would decrease to a certain point, they would first get injured and turn on their side before they can get KO'd. But I might scrap that idea and just have completely KO'd, or whenever you attack and you rescue an innocent off of your opponent is by attacking him directly. The deck limit will be 30 to 40 cards, and that's as far as I got for the rough mechanics and layout of how the game would work. And then moving on even further, this is where I have a design for a villain card. Now this is the new design for the Psycho type. Wasn't entirely sure about that one, so I guess you guys can tell me what you think. And yeah, this is where I talked about how the utility belt will be different for villains. It will look a little bit more villainy, if that's a word I can use there, if that's even a real word. But the layout will kind of still be the same, where you would have the see-through boxes, the border, and then the, you know, whatnot. Now I haven't added what the power would be. So basically, the cards are gonna have like a power, which is what they're gonna be using to battle with. But I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be yet and where it's going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be either in the middle or down here at the bottom, or it's going to be somewhere. But yeah, I'm just showing you what the rough designs are for this game. And once I have it all fully fleshed out and I have everyone's stuff, I can finish it and show you the results. Now this is what the cards for the game are going to be. You have character cards, tactic cards, or strategy cards. Originally they were going to be called strategy cards. Ability or action cards. I couldn't like choose which one between the two. Support cards, I'm not sure if they're going to stay in the game. Gear / equipment cards, I'm not sure if they're going to stay in the game, because they kind of the ability cards and the gear cards will get a little bit mixed up. That's my problem, because the ability cards will attach onto your character cards anyway once you use them. That's how the game will be played. And what else have I got? And then I just worked on how the game will run through. So I just wrote both players will draw 5 or 6 cards to start the game. They can bring out 1 character each turn, or they can bring out as many characters as possible. You guys tell me which one you prefer better. And then you draw a card or 2 cards each turn, or you replenish your entire hand. I guess that would be if you was to go with that option, and then that would be if you was to go with that option. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for the plan of it. That's as far as I got. Yep, I know I've got a massive notepad and I've only used about 6 pages. I'm sorry if I disappoint you and you was hoping for a bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much the game. I'm not sure if I showed you that much or if you was able to follow. If you was able to follow, do tell me you was able to follow. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much Project Hero, what I've got planned for it so far. Again, I can't really go much further until, you know, I have the actual cards. I hope you like what it sounds like. I'm now just going to do a quick little speed up just to finish this video off, to show you what cards are going to go into the game. Remember to send me your designs down at my email, or make a speed up video titled Project Hero, and I shall see you next time. Until then, peace. awkward. That is really awkward. I'm sorry about just cutting off the speed art just there. Basically, I just made you sit for a whole entire speed art without me even finishing the drawing. That's because halfway through it, once again, my marker pens had run out. So I wasn't able to finish in the drawing, but hopefully you got the general gist of what I was drawing. So once again, for any of you that are watching right now, I'm probably all over the place because I've been awake for 24 hours right now. But yeah, so if you want to get involved in the community game, all you gotta do is make a speed art video, title it #ProjectHero. I'll be sure to watch it. Send me your designs to my email, which will be down below. Send me the description of your character, whether it's a villain or if it's a hero. You can draw their special unique attack or whatever their powers are. Yeah, so hopefully all you guys get involved. I'm hoping you was able to follow this video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be quite a long video after I get through all the editing and whatnot. I hope you was able to follow it. And again, I hope you was able to enjoy. Thanks for watching once again, and I shall see you next time. Until then, peace.